नहीं पता नहीं, जो धनी राय सो भरी राय. Nothing to do, nowhere to go. देखो सुनो मत बोलो. Wherever, whenever, whatever you are, be 100%
कर्नाटक किसी को आओ मत कहो, किसी को आओ मत कहो.
ना कुछ खोना. Who asked you live at zero complete level? मौज में रहो, be happy.
श्री कृष्णा श्री कृष्णा श्री कृष्णा श्री कृष्णा. गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः, गुरु साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः. To summarize what we have done so far, the truth is unknown to us. How can we love what is not known to us? Can we love the unknown child? You cannot. Similarly, we don't know our essential nature. But you say that we love ourselves most because it is the source of happiness. But we don't know ourselves. How can we say, I love myself the most? Then the teacher takes this question and answers. Look here. Our own essential divine nature is covered by something. Like in a group of children, if we want to pinpoint the voice of a particular child, it is not possible because it is covered by the voice of other children. So if you remove that covering, meaning tell other children to stop chanting, then you can hear. In the same manner, our divine nature is covered by something, and that covering has to be removed. So what is that covering? So we were told the covering is Maya at the totality level and Avidya at the individuality level. See, when we are told and when we understand, what is our understanding? Be attentive. Colors and forms are effect. Vision is the cause. Is it only for me? It is universal. But what happens? We get lost only understanding the truth at our level. And therefore, we get lost. Therefore, we have to understand from the causal point of view and the effect point of view. So, at the causal level, it is Maya. At the individual level, it is the Karan Sharira, the causal body. Then at the totality level is Hiranyagarbha. At individuality level, it is the Tejasa. So, we have dreams. So who has the dream? The Tejas has the dream. The experiencer of the dream is Tejas. Now this Tejas, what he sees in the dream? All the five great elements and so many things. People are there, trees are, mountains are there, accidents are there, good things are, everything is there. As long as our dream is on, everything will be happening in the dream. But when we are out of the sleep, disturbed sleep, then do we ever think what has happened to all those people who were in my dream? We don't think. If this is clear, exactly you and me are in the dream of the Hiranyagarbha. Like Tejas is the subtle body at the individual level, Hiranyagarbha is the subtle body at the totality level. So, in deep sleep, Karan Sharira, causal body. Ishvara, the along with the Maya, is the parallel to the causal body. So, causal body, Pradnya, and the totality is the Ishvara. For both Ishvara and Pradnya, the causal body, no samsara. In deep sleep, there is no samsara. See? Similarly, for Ishvara, there is no samsara. And then from that causal body, we drop down, and that Pradnya becomes the Tejas. Now, Tejas has the Swapna, the dream, exactly the same way. The Hiranyagarbha has the dream. And as there are people in our dream, exactly the same way, Hiranyagarbha, the total causal, the total subtle body owner, he has also a dream. And we are all in his dream. So when our sleep is over, dream is over, that is called as a mini pralay. In the same manner, when Brahmaji, Hiranyagarbha means Brahmaji. Therefore, Antakaran Chatushte, Mana Buddhi Chitta Ahankar. Brahmaji has got 4 heads. These are the 4 heads. See? So when Brahmaji wakes up from his sleep, there is a deluge. Everything is over. Now, will Brahmaji ever think, oh, there are so many good people, where they must have gone? If this picture is clear, then we will understand. Now, the individual are not knowing their essential nature, therefore they are extrovert. See? So here it is said in the 29th verse, Taijasam Vishwatam Yata Devatir Yagnaradayaha Te Paragdarshinaha Pratyak Bodha Vivarjitaha. See? The individuals are Pratyak Bodha Vivarjita. They do not know who they are. Then, as a result, they will be going extrovert because they have to know something or the other. Now, be attentive. If my eyes are open, whether I want or not, things will be seen. See? If ears are open, whether I want or not, sounds will be heard. So, seeing, hearing, experiencing this world is not the problem. The problem is when we give a status of reality, then the problem begins. This is the basic of spiritual life. In the mirror, we also see, the bird also sees. We don't take the reflection in the mirror as real. Therefore, we don't suffer. But the bird suffers because he takes reflection as real. Now come back to yourself. Whether wise or otherwise, whether a wise man or ignorant person, both of them are identified with the body. But ignorant people take body identification as real and therefore they suffer. Because all the problems begin only after body identification. In deep sleep, when we are not identified with the body at a pradnya stage, that time tatra mata amata bhavati. There is no mother, father, brother, sister, husband, wife. In the waking state, all these fellows come. And who is suffering? It is the mother, father, brother, husband, wife, they are suffering. Now when there is a deep sleep, Karan Sharira, where they go? They go nowhere. Because they were never there. This is known, understood, experienced by the wise people. Ignorant people take these personalities as mother, father, etc. as real, and therefore they paragdarshinaha. So they are constantly extrovert. My son, my daughter, my in-law, my outlaw, my country, my constantly going on. Therefore, friends, unless we are able to recognize this principle clearly in our own life, then we come to know Paragdarshina, we are constantly seeking. Now the question comes, what are we seeking? We are all seeking only happiness. Nobody is seeking miseries in life. Why we are seeking happiness? Because we have not discovered our own divine nature. Therefore, one technique which I told in Bhagavad Gita, second chapter, when Bhagavan Krishna says, Karmanye vadikaraste ma paleshu kadachana ma karma pala heturbhuhu ma te sangastu akarmani, there we have explained very clearly. Don't do anything to get happiness. Whatever you are supposed to do it happily. See? So when we start expressing happiness, we will not seek happiness. And when we seek happiness, we have declared bankruptcy of our bliss. And therefore we suffer. So te paragdarshinaha pratyak tattva bodha vivarjitaha. Because these individuals are not recognizing their own divine potentiality, and then they are constantly struggling. I want this, I want that. There is no end to it. My friends, this point I told you so many times. Please work on this. More the number of desires we entertain, we are buried in this relative world. Lesser the number of desires we entertain, we are less buried. If we do not entertain any desire, जो थारी राय सो मारी राय, मारवाड़ी बनो. Relax. Things will happen. Be prepared. See? Therefore, such a person who is not knowing his essential self, then what that jiva does, kurvate karma bhogaya karmam kartum cha vunjate nadyam kitam iva vartat avartantaram ashute prajanto janmano janmam labhante naiva nirvritim. This is very beautiful shlok. This particular shlok gave me a vision. This vision I explained in some other talks, but this is the source. See? Next time you go to any river, Gangaji, because I like Gangaji, I say Gangaji. Stand on the banks, distance, so you can see from drone view, and watch. So what we will see, or what we should see. Don't see what are the things around. Don't see whether it's polluted or unpolluted. No. Don't see the waters. Then what to see in the Ganges? See the flow of water. And then you will discover there are two types of movements of water. One movement is unidirectional, starting from Gomukh, ending in Ganga Sagar. Second movement is where there is a Bhaura, the whirlpool. And if something is coming in the flow of the Ganges water, and if it happens to get entangled in one of the Bhaura, then it is pulled down by the centripetal force for some time. Then it is automatically thrown out. And again it continues the journey. This is exactly is our life. See? We also go through these two movements. One movement is unidirectional, from the womb to the tomb. All of us have to go that way. No choice. Then in between, this body identification happens. And then by the centripetal force, we are pulled down in body identification. And then we suffer. We suffer as somebody. Somebody has always problem, always questions. Then the somebody gets tired. Then he ejects out of this whirlpool or the body identification. How does he eject? In deep sleep. No more body identification. But the life is flowing. Age is growing. Changes are happening. It is happening. Again, another body identification. Again, we get up. And this is going on again and again and again and again. This is what is mentioned here. Nadyam kita iva avartat avartantaram ashute. So, like in the river, some kind of animals or whatever comes, it is moving, goes drowned in the waters, and again it comes out and again continues, and there is no end to the tragedy of their life. Similarly, vrajanto janmano janma labante neva nirvritim. So, the jiva that we think ourselves to be is thus going from one life to another life, and there is no way out. It continues again and again, again and again. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jatare shayanam. And then we cry, Iha samsare khalu dustare krupaya pare pai murare. Cry. See? So, then what happens? Now this jiva is going through good and bad experiences and suffers and enjoys when? For many lives. And then sat karma parikpakate karuna nidino dhruta prapyati rataru chayam vishramyanti yatha sukham. There was a Mahatma. He saw one scorpion was being carried away by the waters of the river. So he felt very sorry for that scorpion, and therefore he put his hand below so that he can be lifted out of the waters. The moment he was lifted, immediately by the default stink. See, we all get opportunities in life to get out of this samsara. And what is that? Ishvaranugrahateva pumsam advaita vasana mahadbhaya paritranad vipranam upajayate. बिनु हरि कृपा मिले नहीं संता. बनता मिल जाता है, संता नहीं मिलता. Therefore, a karuna nidhina udhrita, by the God's grace, saints and sages keep come in our life. This is one most important principle. Satsanga is not the prarabdha phala. Prarabdha has got only two, or karma has got only two results. One is sukham and second is dukkham. Satkarma gives sukham and dushkarma gives dukkham. There is no third result. See, the whole life is only these two things. Either we are happy or we are miserable. So, satkarma paripakate karuna nidino dhruta prapyati ratharushayam. And as a result, they are out of this terrible, they are going below the tree comfortably and vishramyanti yatha sukham. So this is Prempuri Ashram is the tree. By God's grace, we all come here. See? We are not invited. We come ourselves. Because this is the God's grace, where we are getting opportunities to expose ourselves to the divine thoughts. So, prapyatayataru chayam vishramyanti yatha sukham. Then they are at peace. See? Now, what is the peace? Be attentive. If we are at peace with ourselves, we are walking spiritual path in the right direction. Just find out for yourself. You can't ask others. Some people ask us also. Swamiji, you don't make a fun of me and don't give my example in your lectures. And the question was, Swamiji, how far I have come in spirituality, please tell. You can laugh, I can't laugh also. So what can I tell? Amma, stand properly. I think you have come up to knees, up to patella. You know, the kneecap is called as patella. Why up to here? Because you are from Patiala. See, friends, you find out yourself. Are you at peace with yourself or not? Number one. Number two, are we carrying the load and burden of guilt? Even a trace of guilt in the mind is divorced from the spiritual path. No guilt. See? Why guilt happens? Because we disrespect our own knowledge. I know I should not have done that, but I did. I don't know what happened to me that time. Now I'm feeling so bad. Oh, Krishna, 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 forgive me, forgive me. See? Guilt is only because of either omissions of the right things and commissions of the wrong things. These two things put together creates a dent in our mind called as the guilt. So then what happens? We have come to this Prempuri. Then Upadesham avapyam acharya tattvadarshinaha panchakosha vivekena labhante nirvritim param. Now the seekers have come to the right place. Now, what is the right place? Right place is not that, Swamiji, I got a back pain, what should I go do? I always get frustrated, what should I do? Don't make me frustrated. You go. See? So here, I told you a number of times, our satsanga is a gym. If you have got problems, yes, we have got problems. Then go to that place. Suppose you want to get your desires fulfilled. Coming here and asking for desire fulfillment is contrary to. We are advising, go beyond desire. See, Swamiji, very shadi nahi ho rahi. What should I do? Please tell me. Do you know the palm reading? Please see this. So what can I tell him? See, you have got Akhanda Ananda Yoga. How can you get married? See, this is not the place for that. Therefore, Upadesham avapya. Here Upadesha is given. Upadesha comes from Upanishad. See, Upadesha. What is the Upadesha is given? Upadesham avapyam acharya tattvadarshinaha. Now who is the one? Acharya. Acharya is the one who is Shrotriya Brahmanishta. He who is well versed in the scriptures and living that knowledge in letter and spirit. Normally what happens, like Babaji is like us, while giving lecture, Aham Brahmasmi. After lecture is over, Aham Brahmosmi. While giving lecture, Tyagi nahi ki amrutatva manashu. After lecture, lagao paisa. Krishna, where we are going. Therefore, Shrotriya, who is well versed in scriptures and also abiding in that knowledge in letter and spirit. Tattvadarshinaha acharyan upadesham avapya. Having thus got the right instruction from the teacher, then what is the instruction given? Panchakosha vivekena. The what the teachers tell us, Panchakosha viveka. Then labhante nirvritim param. The covering under which the divinity was covered is removed. This example we gave yesterday, work on it. Space is not seen, is not experienced. You can't talk about space. But this space which is not seen is covered. By what? Now find out. Then we have to contemplate and think. Space is without shape, without form. Yes. Now, how this space without shape and without form is covered by the shape and the form? If you remove the shape and the form, what remains is the formless space. Exactly the same way, the truth is covered by these panchakoshas. So panchakoshas are to be removed one by one. Then as a result, labhante nirvritim param. Then we are completely liberated from the impact of these wrong notions associated with these panchakoshas. Friend, this point please catch it perfectly. Nothing will change. Things will remain as it is. We will change. Today I was editing my book on Tripura Rahasya. It's a very big one. I don't know when it will be over, but it's a good time pass for me. So there this thought comes. Then Vasuman, he asked a question to that Rajaputra that you are established in the truth. How come you are engaged in activities? So realization means what? This world is illusion. Therefore, why work? Simply eat and sleep? No. So the teacher tells him, you have understood nothing. He says, look here, if somebody has known that the sky cannot be blue, and yet that professor of physics, he knows the sky is not blue. But when he is talking, he will use the same terminology. When I was going, such a beautiful cloud-free blue sky, we really enjoyed. So when the sky is blue, is said by the ignorant person, and when the sky is blue, is said by the wise person. There is a difference. In case of the ignorant person, it is wrong understanding. But in case of the wise person, although he says the sky is blue, yet he knows the sky is not blue. And therefore, he will be functioning in this world, and yet he is not doing anything. यस्त्वात्म रतिरेव स्यात् आत्मतृप्तश्च मानवः आत्मन्नेव च संतुष्टः तस्य कार्यं न विद्यते. Wise people have no obligations in this world, and yet they are engaged. Bhagwan Krishna gives his own example. See, Arjun, I don't have to get anything in this world. Varta eva cha karmani. Name parthasti kartavyam trishu lokeshu kinchana. I am not to get anything, and yet I am keeping busy. Therefore, we must have this clear understanding. Param nivrittim, total withdrawal from the world, doesn't mean going into some kutia in a forest and all the time thinking about the people. Be in the midst of the roar of this world and yet be out of it. That is what is mentioned here. So, Panchakosha Vivekena Labhante Nirvritim Param. The supreme understanding withdrawal is this. Now, which are those Panchakosha? So, the teacher tells here Annam Prano Mano Buddhi Anandashyeti Panchate Koshastayir Avrta Swatma Vismrutya Samsrutim Raje. So, these are the Panchakoshas. Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya Kosha, Manomaya Kosha, Vijnanamaya Kosha, and the Anandamaya Kosha. See? This principle, if you, I told you so many times, and I know you also must be knowing, work on this. You know, this is the mudra. Many Mahatmas or pictures you will see when the picture is to be taken, they have the smiled hair, and normally they don't laugh. Now, what is this one? This is snuff mudra. This is complete Vedanta. This is ultimate knowledge. See, friends, Jnana Mudraya Krishnaya. Jnana Mudra is the Panchakosh Vivek. The small finger is Annamaya Kosh. Gujarati, Guru's body. Then the ring finger is Pranamaya Kosh. See? Therefore, when you put the wedding ring, Pran start torturing, isn't it? Pranamaya Kosh. Then the middle finger, tallest, is the Manomaya Kosh. Now the question comes, whose body, whose prana, whose mind? Of course, mine, I. So this index finger is the I or the Vijnanamaya Kosh. Now this index finger is in association with the mind, prana and the body. This becomes the uh, politics of our life. I is with these three majority, and therefore Ananda is all alone. So, what is the spiritual practice? Separate this I from the mind. Therefore, when there is misery, don't become miserable. When there is joy, don't become so happy that you lose your balance. Pranamaya kosha dissociation, hunger and thirst is not the only thing in life. Therefore, you minimum choice yourself to the food. Is one of the highest spiritual practice. Otherwise, whole day goes only in eating, eating, eating. And the third thing is the I is separated from the Annamaya Kosha, the body. Therefore, anything related to the body, don't give too much importance to that. Thus, when we separate this I from the three, then where will he go? He goes back to the source, the Ananda. And this is the meaning. Panchakosha Vivekena. See, friends. I have not forgotten. Recognize this experience of yours. At this moment, you are not having any thought whether you are a man or woman, whether you are hungry or thirsty, whether you are happy or miserable. But you are. This unqualified experience brings us back to our divine nature. This is what is mentioned here. Annam prano mano buddhi ananda sheti panchate, then koshastai avruta swatma vismrutyam samsrutim rajed. Now this I is so much engulfed in these panchakoshas that he is constantly suffering. There is no other thing except suffering. And therefore, Vismrutya, having forgotten his own divine nature, Sansrutim Vrajet, then he goes from one life to another, there is no end to it. Therefore, we have to do the Panchakosha Viveka. Now, Syat Panchikruta Bhutotha Deha Sthulo Nasanyakaha Linge tu Rajase Pranahi Prana Karmendriyai Saha. Now here the teacher continues further. 33, 34. Syat Panchakosha Bhutotha Deha Sthula Annasanyakaha. So from the grossified 5 elements, this gross body is created. Then Lingetu, in the Linga Deha or the subtle body, then Rajasaihi Pranaihi Pranaha Karmindreisa. So what is the subtle body? Subtle body is, first of all, what is the gross body? Gross body is made out of the grossified 5 elements, we obviously seen. Now subtle body, Linga is the subtle body. Rajasaihi, so from the Rajoguna aspect, prana and karmendriyas. Then continuing further. Then satvikaihi dhi indriyahi sakam vimarshatma manomaya. Then jnanendriyas and the mind put together is the manomaya kosha. And taihi eva sakam vijnanamaya dhir nishchayatmika. And the same pancha jnanendriyas and also the faculty of discrimination is called as vijnanamaya kosha. So these are the four koshas we told you. Gross body is made out of the grossified five elements, tamoguni aspect. Then pranamaya kosha is made out of the rajoguni aspect of the pancha kosha, of the pancha mahabhutas, and therefore five karmendriyas and the pancha pranas. Then manomaya kosha is five jnanendriyas and the mind together is called as the manomaya kosha. Then the vijnanamaya kosha is five jnanendriyas and the intellect, the faculty of discrimination. In this manner, these are the four koshas. And thereafter, we come to the fifth one. Karane sattvam anandamaya modadi vrittibihi tat tat koshestu tadatmyat atma tat tanmayo bhavet. Now thereafter, now we have come to this Karan Deha or the Anandamaya Kosha. Karane or Anandamaya Kosh, Sattvam Anandamayaha. In the deep sleep, the Anandamaya Kosha is in full bloom. Only Ananda. But that Ananda is of different degrees. See? The different degrees are called as Moda, Priya and Pramoda, etc. Now to understand this, the difference between the Brahmananda and the Ananda in the deep sleep, it is not the same. So to understand the degrees of happiness is in Prakriti and absolute bliss is Paramatma. Now what are the degrees of happiness? Just an example will make it clear. I like, for example, dokla. I am very hungry and I like dokla. So when I am hungry, I am thinking about dokla. Garam garam बढ़िया ढोकला है तो मजा आएगा. So that thought about that object gives me happiness first. Then I am thinking, and then somebody gets dokla for me. It has come higher degree of happiness. And then I am able to eat that. मजा आ गया. So the happiness is slowly, degree-wise increasing. So this is Maya means modification. Annamaya kosha, modification of the food is the gross body. Pranamaya kosha is the modification of the air is pranamaya kosha. Manomaya kosha is the modification of the mind is the manomaya kosha or sattva guna. Similarly, the vijnanamaya kosha and anandamaya kosha is modification of this bliss in three different stages. That is anandamaya kosha. So in this manner, the Atma, the self, is now conditioned by these panchakoshas and getting identified with them, he becomes that. So when I say I am old, here the meaning of the word I is body, age. When I say I am thirsty, here the meaning of the word I is pranamaya kosha. When I say I am miserable, here the meaning of the I is manomaya kosha. When I say I am confident, so here I is the vijnanamaya kosha. And when I say I am to Baba happy go lucky, anandamaya kosha. How many eyes are inside? One. It's a poultry farm. And this is not only enough. Then I am husband, wife, brother, father, mother, sister, and you go to any poultry farm and imagine there will be peace in the poultry farm. Constantly cock, cock, cock going on. This is what goes on in our mind because we are not at peace with ourselves. See, friends, now if we are accepting this knowledge, it is not force. If you don't accept, you'll go to hell. No. Sending hell and heaven is the baby type of religion. See? In one place in US, one person came and talked to me. Are you Indian? I said, yes. Are you Hindu? I said, yes. Then, do you believe in Jesus? I said, no. No? I said, no, I believe, but Lord Jesus. Why Jesus? He is not your pal. Okay, okay. So when you believe in him, then you are Christian also. I said, yes, I'm Christian also. If you say like this, you are Hindu and a Christian. How it is possible? I said, latest technology, 2 in 1. When I said, he became angry. If you say like this thing, you will go to hell. I said, thank you very much. What about you, sir? If you are going to heaven, I'll prefer hell. People like you, I don't want. This kind of baby religion is not Vedanta. Therefore, Nayamatma Balahine Labhya. Those who are weaklings, you know the weaklings, that shrub, touch me not. The moment you touch it, somebody tells that, no, you are beautiful. Oh, no, no, I was just kidding. Oh, arre? How sense, what you call touch me not personalities? No. Therefore, uh, the Atma Tadatmyan, because of identification with this, we become that, and therefore, what is required is we have to now get rid of these panchakoshas. Those who want to live long and those who want to commit suicide, both of them are under the same delusion. Those who want to live long, they consider themselves to be body. Those who want to commit suicide, they also consider themselves to be body. Like a rich man or a poor man, both of them are conditioned by money. He who has got more money is rich. He who has got less money is poor. So conditioning is the same. Here also, whether we take ourselves to be the Annamaya Kosha, Pranamaya, it is the same. Therefore, we have to get out of it. Now, how do we get out of it? Anvaya Vyatirekaabhyam Panchakosha Vivekataha Swatmanam Tata Udhrutya Param Brahma Prapadyate. Now, by the technique of Anvaya Vyatireka, we have to separate ourselves from the Panchakoshas. And then Swatmanam Tata Udhrutya. We have to lift ourselves out of this mess where we are buried. This is what Bhagavan says in Bhagavad Gita. Uddhared atmanatmanam natmanam avasadayet atmaiva atmano bandhu atmaiva ripuratmana. Uddhared atmanatmanam. Ut haret. Ut means above. Haret means pull. Pull yourself out of this mess of panchakoshas. Now what is the technique? Panchakosha vivekataha. By the viveka. Now what is the technique of this viveka? Anvaya vyatireka. Now this Anvaya Vyatireka is a very strong spiritual practice. We have to understand clearly what it will lead to. I will give general example and then we'll apply on ourselves. See, the ornaments cannot exist without gold. So in all the ornaments, gold is. So this is the Anvaya of the gold in all the ornaments. But the gold can exist without becoming an ornament. So there is a vyatireka of the ornaments in the gold. What is the net result? Gold is the reality. Exactly the same way. Anvaya vyatireka abhyam. We have to do the Anvaya vyatireka, and how that is done, we will be able to achieve it with proper understanding. It is not difficult. Now, start analyzing our experiences. Friends, this is so subjective. Therefore, you cannot draw the picture. You must have seen in our Gita Press publication, 12th chapter, Bhagavan says, Tesham aham samudharta mrityu samsara sagarat bhavami nachirat partha maya veshita chetasam. So, Tesham aham samudharta mrityu samsara sagarat. So, there the artist had drawn a beautiful picture. There is sea, and then there is Narayana coming in a boat, and then there are people suffering, Kama, Krodha, Lobha, and everything. He is not looking at, I don't know. He is very what. That is not the meaning, man. See? Therefore, what is meant is Samudharta, Utharta. He helps us rise above these Panchakoshas. When we rise above the body, Annamaya Kosha, or the gross body, gross world's impact will be minimum. See? You don't have to believe. Only analyze your own experience. In deep sleep, we are beyond the body identification. Therefore, where I am, when I am, what I am, over. Therefore, we are happy. Then we are out of the pranamaya kosha. In deep sleep, no hunger, no thirst. We are out of the manomaya kosha. No joy, no miseries. Then in deep sleep, we are out of the vijnanamaya kosha, the I principle. We may be snoring loudly, but I didn't snore because I was not there. See, now when the same thing happens while we are awake, then slowly, we will be able to discover what is the meaning of Swatmanam Tata Udrutya. We have to lift ourselves. So, here the process of understanding and analysis. Abhane sthula dehasya swapne. In the dream, swapne, sthula dehasya abhanam. In the dream, we are not identified with our body. See? But the dream is the experience. So, abhane swapne yad bhanam atmanaha. But in the dream, yes, I am there. I am enjoying or suffering in the dream. Saha anvayaha. Therefore, our presence in the dream is anvaya, presence, and our absence in the waking is the vyatireka. Meaning what? Whether there is a waking experience or not, we continue to exist. Therefore, who are we? We are expressing through the body without becoming anybody. For that, our Mahamantra tells Karnataka. Like an actor, he is functioning through the character without becoming that character. This is practice of Vedanta. Not taking the mala in the hand and give jhatka. No, it becomes only mechanical. Therefore, avane suladehasya swapne yad bhanam atmanaha saha anvaya vyatireikastu tad bhane anyan avabhasanam. So, being aware of the dream, I am there. But waking or the gross body is not concerned at all. Whether the gross body is lying this way and that way, no problem. On the basis of this, Ashtavakraji gave instructions to um, Janak Maharaj. The question was raised that he called all the wise people and he said, my question is, I dreamt that there was famine and one rich man was distributing food. I was also standing there in the queue. And when my turn came, I took some chapati and sabji. And when I was going, one dog came and bounced on my and took away the chapati and ran. I was running after him and I tumbled down and my dream broke. Now my question is whether I, the king, was dreaming that I am a beggar or the beggar is dreaming that I am a king. Tell me, who am I? Here, this is the technique. So, avane suladeyasya swapne. So, in the our presence in the dream is anvaya, and our absence in the waking is the vyatireka. And therefore, we continue to exist irrespective and independent of the gross body experiences. Now we go further. लिंगा भाने सुसुप्तौ स्यात् आत्मनो भानम अन्वयः व्यतिरेकस्तु तद्भाने लिंगस्य भानमुच्यते. Now, linga abhane sushuptau. In the deep sleep, we are not even aware of our mind. And therefore, there is no dream. But in the deep sleep, we are still there. See, we can't say that I was not there in the dream, a deep sleep, because what is the position of the prajna in the deep sleep? He is present without going to sleep. If the prajna also goes to sleep, then who will know that I was sleeping? See, therefore, Syadatmano bhanamanvaya vyatirekestu tad bhane lingasya abhanamuchyate. Therefore, whether we are identified with the body and gross body or not doesn't matter. In the dream we are. Whether the dream is there or not doesn't matter. In the deep sleep we are. Meaning, Bhagavad Gita 15th chapter. Mattaha smriti jnanam apohanancha. I alone support waking, dream, deep sleep and samadhi. And therefore, what is worthy of knowing in world is ahameva vidyaha. Who is this I? Is I the waker? Is I the dreamer? Is I the deep sleeper? Is I the samadhista purusha? Or this one I alone has taken different costumes and has become many? Find out. This common example which I am giving you again and again. One man is the son, the husband, and the father. Has he ever become three? And who are miserable? These three non existing entities. Then how to lead life? Karnataka. How to do Nataka? What are you doing now? As if listening. See, my friends, if this knowledge is really digested, you can never remain serious, frustrated in this world. Life becomes light in the light of wisdom. See? Therefore, linga bhane sushupto syad atmano bhana anvaya vitirekasya vatirekastu tad bhane lingasya abhanam uchyate. Now, three things we have crossed. Now we come to the fourth. Tad vivekal vivikta syuhu kosha prana manodhiyaha tehi tatra gunavastha vedamata pratakrita. Now, instead of talking about the Panchakoshas, suddenly where from you got these three bodies? This is the question asked. Tad vivekad, when we are doing the viveka of the sukshma deha, the subtle body, what is subtle body we told you? Again, keep this clearly in mind. Small finger is Annamaya Kosha and the thumb is the Anandamaya Kosha. And these three fingers, Pranamaya, Manomaya and Vijnanamaya, put together is the subtle body. Therefore, we call this what is Prapancha, is it not? You know why it is called as Prapancha? It is the expansion of the five. The root is, Dhatu is Pachi Vistare. Pancha Mahabhutas, Pancha Tanmatras, Pancha Jnanendriyas, Pancha Karmendriyas, Pancha Prana, Pancha Upaprana, Panchayati Rajya. See, Pancha, 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 Vistar. Therefore is a Prapancha. So, Tad Vivekar Vivikta Syuhu Kosha Prana Manodaya. Therefore, when we are talking about the subtle body, we are together separating ourselves from these three koshas. Tehi tatra gunavastha bhedamatat pratakrita. Only depending on their functional differences, they are separated when we talk about pancha koshas. But all three of them put together, the pranamaya, manomaya, and vijnanamaya, put together is called as the subtle body. Therefore, we are not going away from the main topic. Now, we have finished these three Sthula Deha, Sukshma Deha, and Karan Deha. Now we go to the next step. Sushupti Abhane Bhanantu Samadhau Atmanam Anvayaha Vyatirekasthu Atmabhane Sushupti Anavabhasanam. So one experience is waking, second is dream, third is deep sleep, and fourth is samadhi. Now we have to trace this absolute reality that we are in and through everything and come to a conclusion that they are in me, I am not in them. Man says, the sun is in me, I am not in the sun. The husband is in me, I am not in the husband. The father is in me, I am not in the father. When my father died, the son is non-existing, but I as a man continue to exist. When my wife dies, then I as a husband disappear, but I as a man continue to be. Because they are in me, I am not in them. Anvaya Vyatireka. See, like the first example I gave you, ornaments are in the gold. But the gold can exist without becoming an ornament. Ornaments cannot exist without gold. Therefore, Sushupti Abhane Bhananto Samadhau Atmanaha Avyaha. So in the deep sleep, Sushupti, this Prajna is absent. But in Samadhi, he is still there. Therefore, presence of being in the Samadhi is Anvaya, and absence of the deep sleep experiencer in the deep sleep is Vyatireka. Meaning what? Again come to the same example. I am not because I am his son to my father. I am not because I am a husband to my wife. I am not because I am a father to my son. I am independent of these three. They are in me, I am not in them. In 9th chapter, Bhagavan brings out this topic very exhaustively in the 4th and 5th verse. Maya tatamidam sarvam jagadavyaktamurtina masthani sarvabhutani nachaham teshvavastitaha nachamastani bhutani pashyame yogameshwaram bhutabhrunnacha bhutastaha mamatma bhutabhavanaha. Maya avyaktamurtina idam sarvam tatam. I, the formless, support all the forms. Therefore, all the forms are in me, but I am not in them. When the forms are broken, I don't get broken. See, if you take an example, it becomes easier to understand. Water is telling this statement. All the waves are in me, but I am not in the waves. Meaning what? Waves are born, grow, fight, and die. Neither I am born, nor I grow, nor I fight, nor I die. In fact, from my standpoint, waves have no existence. And if you go one step further, you go to the water and ask the water, Pani bhaiya, you pick a hand. Yes, as ocean, man, you are terrible, very frightening. But as waves, I like surfing and playing. What water will say, excuse me, gentlemen, what is ocean? Water can never understand what is ocean. And that other word, what you said, wave, what is wave? From absolute standpoint, relative has no existence. We are all lost in relativity. This is what is mentioned here. Sushupti abhane bhanantu samadhau atmanaha anvayaha. So whether waking, dream or deep sleep, come or go doesn't matter. In samadhi I continue to be. And within ekasto atma bhane sushupti anubhavasanam. And in this manner, when we are thus able to separate ourselves, waking comes and goes, dream comes and goes, deep sleep comes and goes, samadhi begins and ends. We are the same. For that, in one of these international yoga conference, we had given 3 talks. I think that is available in the book form. I don't remember. Akasha Yoga. First, play. Space. Like the children play. Home. Brother, sister, they become husband and wife. They are playing. They don't become. Why they are playing? Time pass. Nothing to gain, nothing to lose. In the same manner, play. Meditation. Chalo, let us play. Meditation. When you play meditation, you don't do meditation. ध्यातृ ध्याने परित्यज्य ध्येयमेव avashishyati. So start playing. What we have to play? What it is like being space. Now you have to work on it. What it is like being space. What is space? Space has no shape, no form. Okay. So let me play like that. What it is like being space. Again, work on it. Okay. Space has no beginning, no middle, no modification, and no end. Yes. Now let us play. Is it possible? Yes. We have no experience of birth, no beginning. We have no experience of growth. People call us, you have become old. But we don't feel I am old. We have no experience of our death, no end. Aha, got it. Then, second thing, space supports everything, all the 4 elements, but rejects nothing and yet doesn't get influenced by anything. So we live in this waking world, be actively involved, but don't get influenced by anything. We are living in meditation. See? So this is one stage. Then second, we graduate from this gross space meditation. We come to the second one, the mind space. So like the gross world doesn't influence the gross space, in the same way, the thought world doesn't influence the mind space. Meaning what? You have 0 complaints about your mind. Sometimes the mind cooperates, sometimes never mind, क्या फर्क पड़ता है? Suppose sometimes you want to do meditation, but sometimes I don't know, have a cup of tea and relax. See, spiritual practice is not a military discipline. By say, they chal. No. Focus only on one thing. Then let any kind of thought come and go. Who cares? क्या फर्क पड़ता है? When you are doing meditation, are you getting anything? And if you don't do meditation, you will not lose anything. अरे यार ये तो simple हो गया. बिल्कुल. No, no, no. No, I have decided I will get up in the morning and 5 o'clock and do meditation. And at 5 o'clock, whole night you don't sleep. फिर 5 बजे. These are all cartoons of spirituality. So, from the gross space, we graduate and come to the mind space. Then from the mind space we graduate, we come to the conscious space, the Chidakash. And in Chidakasha, there is nobody. Everything is in me, but I am not in anything. Waking experience of the gross world comes, but I don't become a waker. But then I am playing the role of a waker. Then the dream experience comes for the dreamer, but I don't become a dreamer. I am playing the role of a dreamer. Then the deep sleep experience comes, but I don't go to sleep. This is the technique of Anvaya Vyatirek. The Sushupti Abhane Bhanantu Samadho Atmana Anvayaha Vyatirekastu Atma Bhane Sushupti Anavavasanam. And in this manner, it has to be done with great subtlety, not very gross way. See? Otherwise, lift the don't do that. Don't become physical in your life. There was one boy, he told me, Swamiji, please bless me. I said, I never bless anybody. I don't know how to bless. No, I am going to Gangapur from Pune. I go, what is their blessing? No, I am going by walk and I don't want to put on even sleepers and go there. I said, why don't you take a car, bus? Go. Why struggle? No, no, no. I decided. I said, we decided. Why you ask me? Go. No, please bless me. I said, what bless? You will be all the time not thinking about God. You will be always complaining about everything. See, the buffaloes are coming towards me. See, the truck, how is driving the car. And it is so hot. Is this your sadhana or what? He went and came. I said, listen to me. While coming, come by bus. He came. He said, Swamiji, your curse was correct. Don't become physical like this. See, friends, not taking food. Don't take. How does it matter? But it must be known to everybody. Do you know? For 2.5 years, I have not taken food on any day. Oh, any day you didn't take food. But then how do you survive? I eat at night. Don't get carried away by that. That is not spiritual practice. You are too much buried in this matter and prakriti. Let them come and go. How does it matter? Like space doesn't come from anywhere, doesn't go anywhere. See? Bhaye prakata kripala dina dayala. Bhagwan doesn't come. He manifests. Where he is not. Yamai vesha vrunute tena labhyaha tasesha atma vivrunute tanum swam. The Lord doesn't come from outside. He is suffocating inside. Behind his panchakoshas. Let him manifest. And God manifests only one way, and that is bliss without blisters. See? So for that, it has to be a very subtle operation, not gross one. Now what is that subtle operation and how to do that? We will leave it for tomorrow. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.